We're back here at Harding Stadium in our Barium and Chemicals halftime report. In the rich history of Steubenville High School, they've starred in many, many, many sports, and we're not even sure in our research. There might be four golfers that have ever advanced to the state level. We're not sure about that, but we got two of them here that are joining us. One needs no introduction. That's Howard Poe Peterson. He's a legend in the golf world. Won a lot of money. Never gave me any, but he won a lot of money in his time, and he dominated at Steubenville Country Club, winning that out there. And want to welcome Poe to the show. We appreciate seeing you, buddy.
Thanks, Raymond.
All right, my man. Poe was a basketball and golfing whiz at Steubenville High School in the mid-'50s, advanced as a state qualifier in golf, received a scholarship to play basketball, and I don't know how you got that scholarship for basketball. You was a self-check for Ange Vaccaro, man. You couldn't score. And then also golfer, my man, good buddy Poe Peterson. It hasn't been done in 70 years, Poe. I got a picture here. You look like you was on the football team but didn't wear a mask.
No,
in this 1955 thing. But want to welcome you here, and 70 years later, you mentored this young man here, Chris Elliott, who just advanced to state play as well. Shooting what, Christopher? 74?
Yes, I shot a 74.
Shooting 74. Great job. Poe, you got a great relationship with this young man. Let's talk about that a little bit, and give us a little bit about Big Red in golf in the early days.
That Big Red Golf started, I think, maybe a couple of years before I came in as a freshman, and I played as a freshman and through my senior year. But the team had just started. And A.B. Bryan, who actually became one of the best coaches in Steubenville history, was the golf coach. And A.B. didn't know much about golf, but I remember one thing he did say. He says, "I don't know anything about this game, but I know that if you practice, you will get better." And he never tried to teach us anything, but we had a pretty good bunch of guys. It came down usually between us and Central. They had a good team back then, and so at the end of it all, in the state, they went as a team, and we were second. Big Red was second, but I ended up being the medalist, so I ended up going just like Chris is. His team didn't quite make it, but he was a low man in the qualifier or in the tournament. It's actually, I don't know how many, Chris, 6 different districts or something like that.
There are 5 different districts, I believe.
Yeah, so throughout the state, there's 5 different places where the different teams meet and play, and then they send they send the winner. Yeah. And the winner of that section, and then they send the medalist. Mm-hmm. And his team finished, third?
Third in the total.
And then he won the thing. And that's special. It really is. I know when I won it, it was special to me to get to go there. And I told him that what are there, 6 districts?
5.
5 districts. So that means that 5 guys go to the state. Out of each one guy goes. Well, he happens to be one. And I told him, I said that now you are one of the top players in high school golf this year. And that's special.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, Chris, I think Chris's motivation, we talked last year, about, you just missed out.
Yeah.
You missed by 1 stroke, or I think that was, and I remember sending you a text and just saying, hey, that's your motivation for next year. Yeah. So, you improved your game, and you finally made it. A great accomplishment. Really, really happy for you. You're representing your family. You're representing Steubenville Big Red, and you're representing the entire city of Steubenville and all us hacks out there. Right. So, that's a great deal, and I know about your relationship with Dr. Peterson. Let's talk about that a little bit.
So I came across Poe when him and my dad started kind of conversing about golf. And he started to get more involved with me, hearing my name in the paper and things like that. And I talked to his grandson, Howie Peterson, and we always play golf together at the country club at night. And we kind of got to become good friends. And the friendship kind of blossomed, and Poe became an influential part of my life with golf, and I really appreciate him for that.
Well, you could see, not to break in, but you could see that he is a player, and he's going to get to be a better player. He's starting to play more tournament golf and so on. And I heard he played, and I'd seen his name in the paper, but I didn't know he could really play till we went out. I went out one evening, and I think it was with your dad, and all of a sudden I saw him, tee it up and let it go. Has a great golf swing. He's had some good instruction. Sue Vale down in Wheeling kind of, took him under her wing, and she's taught golf. She was head of the girls' college down there, Wheeling College.
Wheeling Jesuit, yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, point being that he was already swinging good and playing good, and I thought, that it'd be great for him to just keep right on trucking, and he's on his way.
Well, Poe, the thing that I like about it the best is, as parents, we always try and put our children in a position where they can be successful and they can succeed. And I know that Chris's father, Jason Elliott, has gone way beyond the call of duty about creating opportunities for his son to get better. But I believe the credit goes to Christopher, because Christopher has put his nose to the grindstone and he has improved every part of his game. I can't tell you how many times I've been out to Steubenville Country Club digging trenches, with my irons, and then I look over and I see Christopher by himself, just chipping and putting, working on different parts of the game, and that's what you got to do in golf, I think.
Yeah. No, I agree. That's the thing that he's done. And it's lonely out there when
Absolutely.
You're by yourself. Yeah, you play with guys, but when you really start working, and he knows that, he's been out there by himself, hitting balls, chipping balls, just it takes a lot of what do I want to say, by being by yourself, that's tough, but he's doing it. He spends the time. Time is he's got a lot of it logged in out there, I'll tell you that.
Well, Christopher, I can't tell you how proud we are of you, what you've done me personally. I mean, I love you like a son. It's so happy to see your success, because I've seen you grow through it and get yourself into a position that now you can really, really make a mark. I mean, you've done something that nobody's done since Poe for 70 years. So, you can ride that out, with a state qualifying appearance.
Yeah, thank you, Raymond.
Yep.
I appreciate that.
What do you think, Christopher, has been your biggest challenge, getting yourself to this point? Like we talked about last year, missing by one stroke. I remember, how crushed you were about that. What do you credit it to, Christopher? Which ways have you made yourself a better golfer?
I've made myself a better golfer just by playing smarter. You have to be a smart golfer. You can't just go out there and hit balls expecting to become better. You have to put yourself in situations, and sometimes, and most of the time, you will encounter those situations on the golf course when you play. And just growing through that and creating that repetition, you will become better at those shots. And being a better golfer gives you life lessons, like, being patient. You have to be patient on the golf course. You can't just rush through things, or you won't have that score that you want.
I appreciate that. Poe, if you got to give Christopher or any young golfer at this age some advice, go ahead.
Raymond, he has a good head. he's not beating clubs in the ground, throwing clubs. He hits it bad, he goes, hits the next one. His head is good, and a lot of young guys don't have that. I mean, they have a blow up on the second hole, and they don't have it back again until the fourth or fifth hole.
I can relate to that, Poe.
Well, that's great. Yeah, he doesn't have that. I mean, I'm sure he gets upset. The game does that to you, but he just keeps right on plugging the times that I've seen him play, and that's a big factor to get over, and I think he's got that.
Yeah, thank you.
To put that shot behind you.
Yep, he seems to be able to do that.
And that's a big challenge, I think, because the game of golf is so mental. I mean, it's muscle memory. Charlie Watt told me, God rest his soul, he told me like 1984, he said, Raymond, you'll never be a good golfer. And I said, why you say that, Coach? He said, you're too emotional. He said, you're too emotional. He said, this is an even keel game. And Christopher's been able to do that. We got to cover a couple of his matches in the last couple years. So you go to Columbus, to the High Valley Sports Online, and everybody here is pulling for you, Christopher.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Appreciate you coming on. Poe, always good to see you, my man.
Yeah.
Always good to see you.
Raymond.
Absolutely. This is the High Valley Sports Online with Howard Poe Peterson and Christopher Elliott, both state qualifiers in golf for Steubenville Big Red, 70 years apart.
Yeah.
So we wish you the best of luck, Christopher. Thanks for
Thank you.
coming on. Okay, we'll be right back with this halftime stats. This is the High Valley Sports Online.